Thank you so much for your patience. We're so glad to have you, and I'm sure we're able to have more people jump on tonight. We're really excited to be with you and share Branden Klein's journey to employment. And also we have Min Nguyen, who will also share her part in Branden's journey as his job coach. I've been really lucky to work with Branden on some of the statewide employment advocacy groups that are working to help move New York to an employment first state where everybody who has a disability and is interested in working has the option to do so. My name is Marilee Boylan, and I'm the Director of Employment Programs for Strong Center for Developmental Disability. And our mission is to promote best practice and inclusion with and for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities in our community. Strong Center is one of the 3 university centers of excellence in developmental disabilities. And tonight we're partnering with our sister, you said, out of Westchester, New York Westchester Institute for Human Development. So I wanted to introduce our speakers tonight. Tonight you'll get to hear from Branden Klein. He's the coordinator for self-advocacy and community engagement for Westchester Institute for Human Development. And Branden is passionate. He's a passionate self-advocate at both the local and the state level, participating as a WID board member and the president of Hear Our Voices group. He's actively engaged in the community, both professionally and with his Tic Tac Go social network that has hundreds of members. He's currently a board member of SANI's, part of the Westchester County IDD Advisory Committee, and self-advocate on the DDAC Self-Direction Committee and the DDPC New York State Developmental Disabilities Planning Council, which was just renamed to the Council on Developmental Disabilities. And he volunteers weekly at the Mount Kisco Interfaith Food Pantry. He's on the board for Pleasantville Community Garden, both of which he has provides healthy nutrition for food insecure families in Westchester County. As you can see, Branden has a very busy life, and we're so grateful that you are here with us tonight. Min Nguyen. Min, did I pronounce your name correctly?
Yes.
Okay. Who works as Branden's job coach. Min works as a supported employment service professional. She supports SEMP as well for Select Human Services, YEDA, CHASID, and ISS. She has a degree in graphic arts production and has worked in magazine publishing for many years before she became a job coach. She has an older brother with IDD, and her experience with her brother helps to broaden her perspective and become a better support for the folks that she works with. We're going to move right into Branden and Min's presentation. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that Branden can share his with you. And please, if you have questions, go ahead and put them in the Q&A, please.
And then we'll go ahead and share my screen. Are you seeing I think you're seeing the right screen.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. It's not showing me. Okay. Oh, so let me just do this. Oh. Aha, there you go. So, hello. Let me move this out of the way. Now I'm having tech issues. So hello all. My name is Branden Klein. Thank you so much for having me on here today. I am 28 years old, with a person with a disability who would be speaking about my employment journey. I have worked at WSG for 5 years. Before I came to WSG, I had a lot of internship and 3 jobs that helped me prepare for where I am today. I am very active in my community. That gave me a lot of great jobs here and support and contacts. I have a lot of support, a lot of personal challenges throughout my life. At first, I could not go to the same school as my 3 older brothers. Our school district was way behind the IDA laws, the the Individual with a Disability Education Act. My parents had to change the way people mindset and went through the lawsuit and with the school, and the school lost the lawsuit, and I was able to go. I was able to go to the same school with my 12 brothers, and I love it. Education from high school means different things for people. For me, I wanted to have a college experience like my brothers, and my brothers, my school district worked out a deal with Pace University to create a new program called the Lab School. At first, it was good, but like new things, there was growing problems. I really enjoyed the experience, but Pace University decided it didn't work for them. But hey, good news. Is that now the last school program is at the WCC Westchester Community College in our local community college. Before I joined the WSC, I am always active in my community, and I enjoy helping out and learning so much from others and building strong relationships and making new friends everywhere I go. In the garden, I like being outside and getting my hands dirty and to help grow veggies for people who need healthy food, and I enjoy seeing the people and how happy the garden makes them. Also, I was doing a lot of internships, and because internships is a chance to try out an employer and a job to see if I really like it. And I did not get paid for those internships, but I got a school credit for them. I also got to add them to my resume, which helped me to get a different job, and I also made great friends at the internships. I am so lucky because my community has lots of great opportunities, and I had 3 jobs in Pleasantville before my job at WSC. My town is just a little small, and I can mostly walk to all of those jobs, which I really liked it, and it'll help me to be more independent in life. I worked at Jacob Burns movie theater for 5 years, and I was the first person with a disability that I had worked there. I didn't need any support for this job because everyone worked together as a team. And I really enjoyed working there, and I met a lot of great people in the community. After 5 years, I grew out of this job, and I knew it was time to find something new. This was a good lesson for me to learn. While I was working at the movie theater, I was also doing a different job across the street from the Media Arts Lab. Over there, they do film and movie editing, and they also are part of the Jacob Burns Film Center. And I was doing repairs, fixing things, heavy lifting around the Media Arts Lab, and also at the Jacob Burns movie theater. And this was an important skill for me, and I enjoy helping and making new friends around the business. After I left the movie theater, I was working at the library, and it was a new challenge, which was pretty interesting, but it was not for me. At the library, I was mostly worked by myself, and I learned that it was really didn't work. I didn't really like working by myself, and I knew that were a better job out there for me. This may be a good job for people who like quiet and being by themselves, but that's just not for me. Times even when the job isn't right fit for you, you learn what works better for you. Don't be afraid to try new things. Sometimes our internship turns into a real job. My third job was at the Strawberry and Tweed, and they made things for businesses with logos on badge and other offices gifts. I worked there in the warehouse, and I was doing heavy lifting, folding clothes, shoveling snow, breaking ice, and putting stuff away and wherever they need me to do. I was also learning Spanish. Hola. And while I was working there was pretty cool. I enjoy working with the Pleasantville High School kids with a disability who came to learn new skills. This was a first time I learned to advocate for myself for more challenges. And the people that were there were really nice and fun to work with, but it was not enough new opportunities for me here, so I knew it was time to move on. Even though I really like working with the people, working with the people and I worked with, and I knew I had gone out of that job, and I'm glad that I worked there. But it was I was already too excited to try something new. I learned to have to speak up for myself in the different situations, which was really important. And this was a strong advocating skill that really helped me later. All of this is a life experience. Has helped me prepare for the work that I do now. Each internship and job had taught me something important and got me to a better place in life. It's all a part of an experience of growing up. Things that changed during high school and after high school. Part of my education plan before I didn't know a lot about living independently and needed those skills. When I was 18, I wanted to move out and have my own apartment, and I did it, and I love it. At first, I lived with my older brother, but now I have a roommate, and it is a cat, and named Zoe. And she is here somewhere. I have no clue where she is. But after a lot of work, I got my driver's license, and now I am learning learning to manage my own situation independently. I really enjoy learning how to advocate with my peers and other professionals locally and at the state level. Now let's talk about my current job at WSG. 5 years ago, I was hired to work on my independently social media events and sub-advocating. But it was hard to start a group because many people with disabilities were not on social media, and they did not have a support and did not have the leadership and sub-advocating skills they needed to do what I'm doing now. Then we had COVID. Because of COVID, I started to work from home, and I had to start on my social media and sub-advocating events on Zoom. This was a new challenge for me, for everyone. But the virtual events just like this help us to all stay connected and talk about living through the pandemic. working remotely also gave me time to work on my leadership and some of my technology skills. My job chose men, and I were the first team to be included in and complete the leadership Westchester program 2001, and I learned so much because expanding my social groups was very challenging, and it helped me to think about skills in other sub-advocates that need to grow in their own situations. They need the tech skills and sub-advocating support and the leadership opportunities. COVID helped me to build those skills. So now I'm working with the WSC. So those with other people who need them too. I have expanded my social group to 900 members in my 16 Facebook groups for people with disabilities. And those are called Get With It, Tic Tac Go, Girls on the Go, and so on. To keep people as safe as possible, those are all private groups, so you will need to contact me to join the groups. And I'm also the president of those of the Hero Voices sub-advocating group. We have monthly meetings on the different topics and speakers for the sub-advocates. If you would like to know more about the Hero Voices or the social events, you can check out the WSG website. I love my job and want to help other people with the disabilities find a meaningful employment in the community. I marriage my own I marriage a lot of my laws, social and South African for Facebook groups and plan a speaker events to contact my stable peers with research and supports. And I have a group called Job Kinks for all the abilities for people in the new state to job opportunity for people with all abilities. And after I graduated from the leadership class of Westchester 2021, I came up with an idea to create a leadership class for people with disabilities that want to become leaders in the community and take action. I have spoken to my director, Naomi Brickle, at the time my class and I have reached out to Patty Colombo from the Volunteer New York. Now I am facilitating the leadership development program from 2023-2024 with Patty, and we have 8 new leaders who are now graduating next year. I have many professional activities and really enjoy working with the team and helping the people who need the support because it's so many people who have helped me along the way. It's so important to give back to my community as much as I can. I am on a lot of boards, sub-advocating, community, and volunteer work. And like the food pantry, I am in the garden in my community. I love what I do, and I want to help other people with a disability to find an opportunity they like to do in the community. There you go. Like everyone else, I'm still learning. and growing, but those are some of the things I learned by myself working at WSG. One of the great things about my job is that there are always a new challenge, and I never get bored. There's never a day I get bored. I work with a great team, just like Min, who keep me on my toes. On the top of my great work that I do at WSC, I'm very proud that I complete the Volunteer New York Leadership Westchester program. It was very challenging, but I learned so much about myself to work by myself and how to work better with men. My social skills, my social life. Sorry, I'm having a lot of friends, and also important. Also, is really important. And I run 16 different social surviving groups on Facebook for people with disabilities. I love my job, and I want to help other people with disabilities. Here is some pictures of the leadership class that I did with Min and my fun social events that I plan with the Get With It crew, Hero Voices crew, Hero Voice team, and the Tic-Tac-Go garden team. And those people are all important, a part of my community. Here are some of the pictures of the New York State legislators that I had met when I went to Albany. Congressman Mike Lohr came to WSC, and I also met Lieutenant Governor at the ADA University event. I talked about the employment and many other issues that people with disability are facing every day. And with Lieutenant John Mandan at a rally in Albany, my Senator Andrew Sue cousin, and my assembly member of Mary Jane Jenkins. Do you know who your legislators are, and do you vote? And I can't do this by myself, and I need more advocates and strong leaders to speak to your legislators about what you are struggling with. For everyone who has a job that the right support matters, I am so lucky to work with Min, who is my SEMT provider, but I also have a great support from my manager, serial workers, and my Hero Voices team, and they make me feel valuable and gives me the confidence to take on a new challenge, which is very important to me. What is SEMT? Sometimes people also call SEMT as a job coach, but it's a type of support that is available to people with disabilities like me, and I needed to help to do the work at WSC. And it's okay to ask for help. And your job shouldn't be stressful because you need to help or keep you from the new challenges. As Min always says, teamwork makes the dream work. This is Min, my job coach, and she is absolutely amazing. She helps me to learn new tasks and work with me on time management. I got a little better. Presentations like this, just like this, and help me in meetings, even though I have a strong tech skills, communication skills, and and Min helped me to stay on track on my little business schedule. And I trust Min to have my back and to be when I feel overwhelmed, and I never get overwhelmed. And and I am working on my speaking in other community about my employment for people with a disability to help to raise awareness. Employment is important because it gives people purpose, be in their community and be able to get paid. And I am so lucky that I have a job that I love and is amazing support staff just like Min and CJ, who provide combat. I want people with a disability to know that they can be just like me and have the job that they like to do and the support they need to do great things. And Min, CJ, and I are a very great team, and we work together on a lot of employment resources. And that is CJ and the commissioner. This is a picture of me up in Albany with one of my great relationship, assembly member Chris Berg. Chris Berg is a strong advocate for the employment and is a opponent of the disability community in the assembly. Last year, he was able to get funding for the OWDD program called the Employability Pledge. My mom, who is kind of peeking in the back, wasn't my fault. You know, she decided to come in, and in the back, there are a dozen people with a disability who needs jobs but there are not a dozen businesses in the New York State who want to hire them. And this is a chance to this needs to change. And the Employability Pledge program was created to teach employers about the benefit of hiring people with disabilities and to encourage businesses to hire them. OWDD has online training and has a schedule on the website. I am trying to help spread the word about the program and with the local Chamber of Commerce. If you have a business, and please take the pledge, and here is the website for more information. And I also have a sticker that just came in today that, and if I can get a sticker that has, it's a little blurry, but it has a sticker that you can put on the window or door. But here's my contact if you want to know more about my work. But I could talk about employment probably the whole hour of today, but I want to save some time for questions. And I want to say so much for having me on here today, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all again and very soon. Always let me know if you have questions or comments. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Branden. We really appreciate your presentation. You did fantastic. And Min, do you want to go ahead and prep your screen? And I just wanted to say that I loved, Branden, the story of all the things that you did over time, and that each was a learning experience in itself. You know, it wasn't a bad thing, the change, right? Or that when you didn't, maybe it wasn't the best fit. I feel like you saw that as a learning experience, and it was good that you learned that, right?
Yeah, I learned so much, and I'm always love to learn. I love to learn anything.
We're gonna switch to Min's presentation, and then at the end, we'll have some time for questions and answers. We have a few starter questions as well. So, thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. My name is Minja Wing. I'm Brandon's job coach. I am also a DSP. I'm gonna talk a little bit about myself. So before I became a job coach, I worked in magazine publishing for 15 years. I got laid off when my company moved production down to Florida. While searching for a new job, I helped support my older brother at the art in Yonkers. At the art, I connected with the care manager. And through the care manager, I was leading to my current job. I am a self-hired staff. I got hired by the family. They got my resume from the care manager. In Brandon's case, his mom got my resume from a friend. So she reached out to me. We met up for an interview. I accepted the job, then went through the hiring process with the FI agency and did the OPWDD training. I'm currently with this 3 agency, JADE, Select, and ISS. Working with Branden. I started working with Branden in September 2019. I was hired to support Branden on office skill, communication, responding to emails, time management, how to add meetings and events to his calendar, how to set a reminder. Then COVID hit. We switched to work from home. That was all new to everyone. So we learned how to work on Zoom, share and file online. When we finally accomplished working remotely, Branden got accepted to leadership of Rochester. I was there to assist Branden with note-taking, how to apply what he learned from class to his job, making connection with his classmate. After Branden graduated from the class, he wanted to try the LENS program, working on employment project. Now he is co-facilitating a leadership program for people with disability. So my role in Brandon's journey is to help him build the skill he needs to complete different tasks. Here's one of the questions that I got for tonight. I'm going to share my opinion on it. Different approaches to supporting a person with a disability at work. In my opinion, it's depend on who you're working with and the work environment. My approach work for Branden doesn't mean that it will work for other people. So I would say, get to know who you're working with, learn their personality, their skill, their abilities. Based on that, you figure out the best way to support them. Learn what worked for them and build on it. For example, with Branden, let's work for Branden. I'm sorry, to do, let's work for Branden. So we create a work checklist. Adding time to the checklist help him prioritize it, what needs to be done first. That checklist eventually become a work agenda. So find a way to make work simple for them and be creative. Learn the body language. Not everyone know how to express themselves or tell you how they're feeling. Notice little gesture that they make when they're uncomfortable, stressed, overwhelming. When you see those gestures, make sure you stop, take a break, give them some space. Understand their body language, help you work better with them. What helped me be successful at my job, I think, is my patience, my respect for them, and my boundary. Be patient with them. Give them time to process. Give them time to solve a problem. Give them time to discover the answer to their questions. Don't just provide the answer. There will be a lot of repeating steps and practicing. Be patient with that. Respect. Respect their job. Respect their opinion. Respect their work, whether it's big or small. This is their job. It's important to them. Be mindful, be respectful, be on time, and dress appropriately. Boundary. I don't tell Branden what to do, and I don't do the job for Branden. He makes his own decisions. I'm here to guide him, to give him advice, to show him how to get it done. I make sure that he are comfortable communicating with me, understand that I won't force him to do anything that makes him uncomfortable. and I'm not here to do the job for him. So those boundaries, we need to set it up. What employers could do to support the role of a job coach? Communication. Keep the job coach in the loop of what's going on at the person's work. Copy us on announcements, work opportunities. That way we see something that fit for the person, we will encourage them to participate. Provide feedback. Let us know how we are doing. Is there area we need to improve? Let us know if we're being too loud when we are together. This is a two-way street. We want to be comfortable supporting the person at their workplace, but we also want other people to be comfortable when we are around. Invite the job coach to work events so we can see how the person interact with their coworker. Can they socialize at the work event? Are they using appropriate language? Who are they comfortable talking to? This helped us find the natural support for them at work and help them build relationship with their coworker. Accommodation, if possible, give a job coach some space to sit next to the person we are supporting. Not everyone likes to have a person looking over their shoulder while they're working. So if possible, provide a workspace that we can sit together. I used to assist a young lady doing volunteer work at the Westchester Library before COVID. At the Westchester Library, you have 30-minute free parking to go into the library, and after that, you have to pay for parking. One day, they gave me a staff parking pass to put in my car, so I can park there as long as I need to support the young lady. At that moment, I felt appreciated. When they give me the pass, they make me feel like I'm welcome there. So that little gesture that they make me feel that I'm valuable as a supporter to them. So give us free parking. A little accommodation like that go along the way. I mean, who doesn't like free parking? That's it. That's all I have for tonight. Thank you for having me. I'm going to give it back to Marilyn.
Thank you, Mean. Really appreciate that. You and your colleagues are just so essential to give the support that they need. We really appreciate you. And why don't we go ahead and open it to some questions and answers. There are some questions already in the Q&A section. And somebody was curious what SANES and HOV was.
So Sandy is a self-advocating, I might get this wrong, self-advocating New York State, and the HOV is a little short word that I use called the Hear Our Voices.
Say that again.
The HOV is called the Hear Our Voices. Hear Our Voices.
Hear Our Voices. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, the other is from Jackie Mooney, and she said Branden has positively changed the social world of hundreds of differently abled individuals, and he is an extremely dynamic, knowledgeable, and outgoing human whose outreach skills make the world a better place. So
thank you.
Just a comment. Another question: what is your advice for parents of young adults that are transitioning into adulthood, and they want to work and become a strong advocate? What are your tips for these young adults?
So, what are the tips to so I understand the question. So what are the tips for
like a young adult that's transitioning, say, from high school into the adult world of work?
So I think the first thing to when they leave high school, I think the first thing is try out a job or internship or volunteering, because volunteering is the experience to kind of get I just learned this yesterday, is get your feet wet, is be able to kind of do. For me, I love to swim, so for me I always go swimming and just trying something new and be able to see how it goes, and if it doesn't work, and if it doesn't work out, and then you know that you can try out another volunteering, because volunteering you can just keep on trying, and just same for like internships, you can try, and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But and I think it kind of just starts small, like baby steps. Because for me, when I left college, I kind of start small, and I was working at the movie theater, and so it kind of have to start small and kind of work your way up. But it's kind of just uh start small, and then you will get there. All the young adults will get there.
And Roberta mentioned that she loved how you stuck with your jobs and then used those lessons learned to move forward. The next question is, what is LEND?
LEN is a learning program for people who want to learn about I might guess this wrong. It's about if you want to learn how to it's a different things for people. Mirella, you want to answer this?
Sure, absolutely. LAND is a federally funded program through the Maternal Child Health Bureau, and it trains professionals on disability issues and how to work with disability organizations and to advance policy on disability. It's a multidisciplinary program, so if you need more information, I'll type in the sort of the link so that you can look into it. Thank you, Branden.
Thank you, Mariella. Christopher asks, what leadership skills do you use to do your job, and how do you use your skills, talents, and abilities to benefit lives of other people with disabilities?
Hello, Chris. You're actually my upstairs neighbor. So that's interesting. I probably can hear my voice from upstairs. That's pretty interesting too. But the leadership skill that I use mostly every day is so I basically just be able to use my leadership skills by just oh, I was seeing something popping up. So leadership skill is kind of be able to so if you're interested to taking the leadership classes, I definitely recommending taking the leadership class, because it's all about trying to learning about what do you want to learn as a leader. And I think if you want to there's different things for different people who want to learn about leadership. So and also to help people to see how to live in your community. So but I think it's kind of, again, I think becoming a leader is very important for people, and you can lead by example. So I think Chris, I know you for probably since we were little, or when we were tiny, and I think you have shown a lot of I think you're a strong advocate, and I'm trying to remember. I think we know each other probably for second grade. Kind of insane. So so I think I have seen you are a strong advocate, and I think I can see you becoming a leader.
Thank you, Branden.
Yeah, of course.
There's several more questions. Let's see. Did you hire the job coach on your own? And do you have to get permission from the company for using a job coach?
So yes and yes. There's a lot of yeses. So for those who have such direction, you wherever the agency that you go to, you can get such direction, and you can try out a combat or a job coach, and you can find which one works. If it doesn't work, then you can try some. You can switch to a different job coach. And it is a sub-higher staff. Sorry, meaning all the test messages that is coming from your watch. So
I'm gonna piggyback on that.
Sure.
Yeah, if you have self-directions budget, you can hire a self staff like me. Or you can hire a DSP to become a job coach. Of course, you need to advise who you're working with, that you need to, as a job coach to help you to do the job. So yes, you need to look into what benefit you have, and you can ask for that.
And kind of along those same lines, there is a question about how to access VR, how to use Access VR in support of employment.
Branden, may I answer this question for you?
yes.
So I don't think Branden used Access VR. All the job and all the experience that he's been through is based on connecting with his going out there, doing volunteer work, internship, connecting with other people. That's how he got his job. And that's how he got like volunteer works and that leading to a jobs. So I don't think Branden ever have Access VR. And then when he got a job at WIHD, he asked to have a job coach to support him.
And my first job coach was CJ, actually. So CJ was my first job coach, and surprisingly enough, him and I are still rocking it out. And I have me.
Here's another question. And based on your experience, what are some things you can tell parents who are afraid to let their young adult try something new and be out in the community?
Branden, you want to take on that?
I thought I didn't know which question is for who. So what was the question? Sorry.
Hold on. Based on your experience, what are some things you can tell parents who are afraid to let their young adult try new things, especially after they finish high school?
So after finish high school, I think try to be able to try a volunteering experience. I think get your hands dirty in the garden and do volunteer at a food pantry. My food pantry, we're always looking for volunteers. Or you can also work at a internship or a movie theater. Something easy, because if you work at a big company, it kind of will get overwhelmed and it will kind of get a little scary at the first time. But I think if you start at a movie theater or something easy and simple, because for me, I like easy and simple and something that is not complicated. So I think if you start something small like a volunteering experience or a small work experience, and then I think your son would be able to have an idea of what the community is like.
Branden, do you think it's important to find a job that's like a really good fit and kind of in their interest area?
I'm
Okay.
sorry, I didn't get that question.
Oh, I asked Branden if he thought it was a good idea to find a job that was a good fit and it was in their interest area, like one of their first jobs.
My
Right.
first job that I had was I used to work at a movie theater, and so when I worked at a movie theater, it was fun. But for me, it was a lot of high school kids who were kind of just being high school kids, and so it was time for me to move on to a different job that to try something different. And I gone out a lot of jobs, and I always like to try a new challenge.
Can I add on to that?
Sure.
As a parent myself, I know that parents have a lot of concern about their child's safety when it comes to going out in the community and going to work. As a parent, I don't think that concern will ever go away no matter what you say. The moment they step out of the front door, you worry about them. But like everything else, we don't keep them from home. You know, we send them to school and we let them socialize with other people. We want them to go out there. So give them the benefit of risk taking. Let them try things that they think they want to try or to do. You never know until they try it. So have faith. If you worry about the safety, I'm sure you know your child's best. Have a conversation with your child about safety. And believe in them. Give them the benefit of trying new things.
And I think that we are at 6:30. So I think that was a great answer to finish out on. And I just want to say thank you so much to Branden and to Mean for your sharing your expertise and your opinion and your experience. We really appreciate your time tonight. And thank you all so much for joining us. We really appreciate you.
I can see that a lot of people have more questions. So if you have questions, and again, my email and my QR code, I can if you would like to email me for your questions, please send me your questions, and I would love it. Me and Min would love to get your question answered. And I don't like leaving people behind, so I think it's important for you guys to get your question answered and be able to get your answered and be able to find what you're looking for. So I think that's important.
We will reach back out to you and send you the copy of this presentation. We'll also send you just if you could give us some feedback, we'll send you an evaluation that please go ahead and fill out and let us know if you liked it and if you wanted to see anything different. Thank you again so much for your time tonight, and have a good night and happy Thanksgiving to you. Take care.
Thank you.
Take care.